Monster Hunter Now Season 2 will be adding 3 new monsters: Khezu, Basarios, and Kushala Daora. These monsters each have their own weaknesses, so we'll be talking about the 3 builds you must have for Season 2. Khezu and Basarios didn't appear in Monster Hunter World, so it's nice to see Monster Hunter Now branching out and adding monsters from different titles as well. First off, let's start with Khezu. Khezu is the stuff of nightmares. With its long stretchable neck, no eyes, pale skinned looking monster, you don't want to mess around with this one. To effectively hunt Khezu, make sure to use fire and poison weapons. Use fire builds and prioritize maxing out fire attack to level 5. It's also important to note that Khezu is very susceptible to poison. If you remember Matsu-san from the previous interview video, here is his current poison bow build. This build balances focus with status sneak attack to effectively inflict the poison status. If you want to see more poison bow gameplay, be sure to check out Matsu-san's TikTok linked in the description. Now Khezu will be using various attacks using its long neck and all kinds of thunder attacks. One of its main attacks is spitting balls of thunder, which you have to be extra careful not to get hit by those. These thunder balls may look cool, but they can stun hunters, and getting stunned means death against Khezu. It will immediately follow up with a deadly thunder body slam. So getting a paralysis resistance skill from drift stones wouldn't be the worst. Next up is Basarios. Basarios is weak against dragon and water elements, and it's also weak against poison and sleep if you want to go down the status support route. So better prepare your dragon builds and your Devil Joe weapons when up against this monster. I'll be primarily using my Devil Joe Lance build against this monster, since my Coral Puke SNS is still stuck in grade 8, and I think the Sword and Shield will have a very difficult time against Basarios. The way I like to describe Basarios is a mobile volcano. It's covered in a very thick rocky shell and will make your weapon attacks ineffective. Its rocky armor will make melee attacks bounce off. Because of this, I think Basarios will be the most annoying monster to hunt down. If you're already very annoyed with Kulu's tiny little rock making your weapons bounce, what happens if the whole monster is covered in this rocky armor? I can already imagine this monster giving us the most frustrating hunting experience ever. Cause not only is it covered in a hard rocky shell, it can also burn hunters, poison, and put them to sleep. It's like Radoban, but triple the status effects. The only good thing is that Basarios won't be as mobile as Radoban. This monster will use huge, but slow and predictable attacks. And as hunters, we should be able to take advantage of this. It will roll, hip check, and dig like Diablos. Over the course of the hunt, Basarios will have hotspots indicated by the bright orange spots on its body. We will want to target these areas so that our weapons won't bounce and will be able to deal optimal damage. I just hope Basarios won't be so annoying and take away all our potions. And lastly, Kushala Daora, our very first Elder Dragon, only appearing through the new feature Elder Dragon Interceptions. Kushala is weak against the Thunder and Dragon element. Niantic has been setting us up for this Elder Dragon, preparing us with Zinogre and Devil Joe events. So make sure your Thunder or Dragon builds are ready. Use the weapons you have with the highest grade and prepare to fight this calamity. Kushala will be throwing out icy wind blasts to attack us hunters. It can even turn those blasts into tornadoes that linger on the screen. We first saw this kind of attack from Barioth, so we can expect Kushala to have a more powerful version of this attack, probably have even more tornadoes. Throughout the hunt, Kushala will be surrounded by a wind armor. Get too close to it and the wind pressure will push you back. The wind armor will make Kushala very hard to approach. and the wind pressure just adds an extra layer of difficulty. It will waste a lot of time if our hunters will always get blown away and get stuck in animations. In mainline Monster Hunter games, you can negate this wind pressure by poisoning Kushala. So better prepare your poison builds as well when facing this Elder Dragon. So poison seems like it's going to dominate this Season 2 meta along with Thunder and Dragon. If you don't have a poison build ready, don't worry. You can still use elemental builds against these monsters, or you can go in with raw weapons. Now these 3 aren't the only monsters getting added in Season 2. We'll be getting new monsters every month for this summer season. Season 2 is going to be fun, so be sure to subscribe for more Monster Hunter Now content. If you're looking for a more in-depth look at the builds that I showcased in this video, be sure to check out these videos right here.